In this battle, we're taking on Phoenix0087, and once again, y'all are gonna notice that this is a reuse clip because, like I said in the last video, the game is down, and this is actually gonna be scheduled, so I'm hoping that by the time this video comes out, the game is back up, and if not, we're gonna have to go deeper into the files because like I said in the last video, what I've noticed is when I don't upload like to a set schedule, YouTube doesn't like that, and it's gonna ruin the algorithm. So it's not really worth expanding it. And either way, I mean, like, some of these battles, like, they're not that bad. It's just I don't really want to put them up because I don't know, I guess I don't find them interesting. Like, I really only upload the battles I like, to be honest. So like this one I didn't really enjoy as much, but it's fine. We're gonna work with what we got, and hopefully we can actually start getting some fresh content out soon. So anyways, like I said, I mean, this is the original team with the Mega Charizard Y, and we leave with the Heatran because I saw his team preview off, and I'll tell you all a tip. Now, this doesn't work every single time, but normally when you see someone like that, it's pretty safe to assume that they're trying to hide something from you. Now in this case, he wasn't really, I don't know why he had team preview off and what he was trying to hide. Like, I don't see the vision, but I'm not complaining. But like a lot of times, like, they have like Galvantula or Shuckle, they don't want you taking advantage of that, so they'll turn off the team preview. So I mean, a lot of the times, like, or a good amount of times, it could be that they're trying to hide entry hazard Pokemon, and you'll see that a lot on the higher levels. Not always, but it's a fair time to assume that that's what they're trying to do. So anyways, I decided to actually stay in, and I'm just attacking because I don't really have a Pokemon that wants to deal with Groudon, so I mean, getting rid of it right now actually will go quite the distance. So I think he actually goes for a rock polish or a Swords Dance in the first turn. I actually don't remember, and then he attacks. Not really doing too much damage though, because I mean, this is a really bulky Heatran right here, and I'm just going for the Psychic here because you actually don't know what kind of Groudon this is. It could be Primal, it could be Standard. It's a bit bugged in this game, so you don't know what you're working with. So he actually goes for the Overheat here as a mix-up, and that's going to take out my Heatran because, I mean, this is clearly a Primal Groudon that's getting stabbed from that, and my Heatran is not as especially defensive as it is physically defensive. So we're going to go to the Weavile here to get the revenge kill on the looks to be the Groudon. I think I went for the Ice Shard because I wanted the guaranteed outspeed since he had the rock polish up, and that's gonna finish the job right there. And since it wasn't super effective, we know that was a Primal Groudon. So now the Metagross is going to come in. Pretty smart switching, actually, since the Metagross will be resisting the Ice Shard. So I'm looking at Charizard here. That makes a lot of logical sense. Heatran does, kinda, but not really all the time, because, I mean, at the higher levels, you're going to be seeing Metagrosses running Earthquake to get the steel types that resist its steel psychic combination. So a Pokemon like Charizard makes a lot of sense here, especially since it's predictable he's gonna go for his Meteor Mash, or actually I don't know what he went for. It looked like it was Hammer Arm actually, but that's still totally fine. Like, Charizard switches into Metagross a lot of the times until it gets predictable. Like, Weavile and Charizard overall though, really good type synergy, because I mean, he couldn't go for a psychic attack on Weavile. So like I said, Charizard comes in relatively easily. Although at the same time, I mean, he could have actually predicted that I'd have to switch out, because I mean, a lot of times Weavile will be running a choice item, and I was locked into Ice Shard, so there's no way I was going to try staying in. So anyways, he actually ends up staying in with the Metagross on the Charizard, probably because he had some sort of super effective move. If not, that was a really bad idea. But he's gonna get one-shotted because Metagross, unless it's Mega Evolved, is not outspeeding. And even if you Mega Evolve on the turn, it's not gonna help. Like, you're gonna be using your pre-Mega Evolution speed. So Charizard wins that matchup any day, any time. So anyways, now the other guy goes into his own Charizard, and this is a Charizard X. Now, realistically, you definitely want to be switching out here. There's no way you want to stay in and try fighting with this. But I really didn't care. Like, I could kind of tell that this guy wasn't like a really high-level player, so I was willing to kind of just mess around and have fun. Like, you all notice I do that a lot. I do get pretty lazy, and right here we actually suffer because he goes for the Dragon Rush, and that's enough to one-shot the Charizard Y. Like, in a 1v1 setting, the Charizard X is actually a lot better than the Charizard Y, just because, I mean, it has a better typing for the fight. Like, it completely shuts down Charizard Y, and like, Charizard Y actually can't really do anything super effectively other than Scorching Sands, which probably won't be enough to one-shot the Charizard X, while the Charizard X can go for like a Rock Slide and easily one-shot the Charizard Y. I mean, it could go for anything. So you normally don't want to stay in that 1v1, although it's actually also not too big a deal. So anyways, the Escadrille comes out, and I was actually expecting him to switch out here. I even know, like, y'all, this is not peak WTJC playing right here. We do get lucky because he misses. Although I was thinking that, you know, Charizard isn't running priority, so I rapid spin right here. You know, I'm guaranteed to win the 1v1 against him. And then maybe Escadrille could go for a sweep, because that does oftentimes happen. Like, Escadrille just be like that. So he actually brings in the Rayquaza, which is not something that the Escadrille will normally sweep. Unfortunately, because, you know, the typing kind of sucks. Now, if I had Rock Slide, I probably could do damage to him, although, like, a lot of times too, you'll be seeing people running Mega Rayquaza, and that's not something that Excadrill tries to mess with, since, I mean, the Delta Stream ability basically nullifies the super effective damage of Rock Slide, so you'd be better off running Iron Head at that point. So anyways, though, I'm trying to capitalize here, just get the Starbucks up. I want this game to end quickly, so I don't want to mess around here. And I mean, I guess I'm gonna let the Escadrille unfortunately go down. It's like, I really don't seem to care. And actually, I was probably thinking here, I mean, do I really need to sack the Escadrille? Because I mean, I do have Pokemon that can switch in, and maybe the Escadrille can come in later for a late game clean, because Escadrille does do that a lot. I mean, my specific set has the Jolly Nature, you know, full speed and attack and Westman. It's really meant to be a utility Pokemon with the Focus Sash that can, you know, hit back relatively hard with Earthquake, and it has a speed. So after Rapid Spin, I mean, you're basically going to be outspeeding the majority of the metagame, not everything, but the majority. So anyways, he actually decides to go for the extreme speed here in the Heatran. I guess he has like no coverage. I go for the Magma Storm, and that is going to bring the Rayquaza extremely low, which is really nice. I mean, Rayquaza, like, once again, it's really annoying to face, especially the Mega, so seeing it go down is a bit satisfying. So the Greninja is going to come out here on the Heatran. I wouldn't be surprised if I stayed in, although I guess I have a bit more intelligence here, and I actually decided to go into the Tangrowth. Although, like I said, with games like this, I'll just stay in, just get my damage, and try and get it over with quickly. Although I don't think I really need to be doing that right now. So he's going to go for the Surf. That is doing nothing to the Tangrowth, and I'm gonna fire off the Giga Drain here. He actually goes for an Aerial Ace, still no damage. I mean, I don't even know that happened. Tangrowth just be eating hits up like that, and it's a really good tank, y'all. Like, I would highly recommend checking it out. I mean, the typing isn't something, like, you don't want to have this as your only tank. You definitely want to support it with another type of tank that can work, but the typing, I mean, it's useful for specific circumstances. Like, Greninja does not mess with it. Even with the Assault Vest, it basically beats out Ice Beam Greninja any day, any time. And you know, I mean, without the Assault Vest, it's basically the peak physical wall, or one of the peak physical walls. Like, it basically just switches into most of the fighting type attackers. Like, Mega Lopunny does not want business with the Tangrowth. Now, Medicham actually does kind of break through the Tangrowth. That's why you want to have something like Mega Sableye, or like even any Psychic type that can actually resist its stab combination. But, you know, I mean, like, that's all something that you probably want to figure out with your team. If you plan to run Tangrowth. So the Heatran's going to come out here on the Xerneas. I definitely want to make sure that this guy doesn't get far if he has Geomancy, although it looks like he don't, and he actually doesn't even have anything to hit Heatran that's not a quad resistant. Like, Heatran's typing can be so over the board insane. Like, Fire Steel, especially combined with Tangrowth, because on Earthquake you can just go into the Tangrowth, and then any water type attacks, Tangrowth comes in, and Heatran takes in all the poison type attacks, all the bug type attacks, all the flying attacks, really anything that Tangrowth takes super effective damage from. Ice type, like, dude, they synergize so well. Like, Heatran is a good Pokemon to combine, so he actually ends up forfeiting. Smart move, and that's gonna be GG right there.